Man, is this stuff ever gonna come out or what? Hey guys, thanks for joining me for today's episode, and I figured I would cover a topic that I haven't covered on this show, and it's something I've talked about with my friends lately, and it's highly anticipated gear that has not come out yet, and it seems like we've waited forever for some of these items to come out, but they just haven't come out yet. Some of them we've actually been waiting for up to 3 years, and it's crazy that, you know, something was announced 3 years ago and we still haven't seen the product get shipped yet. By the way, this episode has been brought to you by tonewars.com. That's my website. So if you play ToneX, Quad Cortex, or the Kemper, go over to my website and get some awesome presets and captures and profiles for yourself, depending on which unit you play through. I have tons of stuff available for you over there. And if you're looking for some really good, brutal metal tones, and some awesome cleans as well, go over there and get some awesome tones for yourself right now. If you play the Line 6 gear, I'm on their marketplace. Go over to line6.com and go to their marketplace and get some awesome presets for yourself as well. Now, the first piece of gear I want to cover is the Fortin Evil Pumpkin. This amplifier was shown at NAMM, I think it was 2020, and I saw some videos on it, and man, the dude that was playing through it just killed it, and it just sounded freaking incredible. It sounded brutal as hell, and it sounded like an amp I would love to have on my shelves. And I'm like, I think when that comes out, I'm probably going to have to order this one because it just seems like a really cool amp. There's 3 channels. It's got a clean and 2 high gain channels, and they're voiced differently according to what I saw in the video. And it just looks like something that would be really, really nice to have. But we haven't seen anything. I've visited their website several times, and there seems to be some vague updates and stuff like that. And I just checked their website today, and it says fall of 2023. But I've seen stuff like that before. If I remember, I could be wrong, but I've seen some, like I said, some vague announcements before, but they never came through. So hopefully this time it's actually going to come out, and we can all hear it on different YouTube channels, and I'll demo the shit out of it. You know I will if I can get my hands on one. So I'm really looking forward to this amplifier. Now, the thing is I do understand that there's parts issues. You know, there's probably some changes they need to make with it. I mean, who knows what's going on behind the scenes over there? But I just really hope that this amplifier finally comes out and we get to check it out. Now, if there's some things that you know about this amp and some of the behind the scenes stuff, feel free to post that in the comment section here. I'd like to learn some of that stuff myself because I'm a little in the dark about it, as well as a lot of you probably are. But the research I've done, it just sounds like an amazing amp that's just taken forever to come out. And the Fortin Cali, I've never played one of those, but I've always heard really good things about those amps, and I'd love to try one of those out sometime. So Fortin has a really good reputation of making some amazing amps and some really unique sounding amplifiers. So yeah, I can't wait to check this thing out. So I hope it comes out very soon. Okay, so the next piece of gear I want to talk about is the BluGuitar AmpX. Now, I think it's been about 3 years, maybe 2.5 years since it's been announced, and we've seen a lot of pictures, and we've even seen Thomas play through the unit at different NAMM shows and on his YouTube channel and stuff like that. So it looks like a really promising product, and Thomas is a great guy. I met him at NAMM last year. Really cool guy, amazing guitar player. In fact, I've even talked to Thomas on the phone on a few occasions, and we had some great conversations about the direction of the AmpX. And he actually asked me some of my opinions as to what amps should be modeled in there for the metal community. And I gave him my opinions regarding those amplifiers, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what was implemented in it regarding the metal amps. So I can't wait to see what happens with that product. Now, I watched a video today on an update, at least a release update, and according to what Thomas was saying in the video, is it's not ready yet, and they're still working on some stuff, and they noticed some bugs that they need to fix before they release the unit. And he just wants to make sure that it's right before he releases it, but it seems like they're getting really close. Now, I have to give Thomas a lot of credit here because unlike a lot of the digital platform companies, he's not releasing this unit half-baked. and just saying, oh, don't worry, we're going to do some updates later and we'll make it all work and make it all better for you guys. I love how these companies, these digital platform companies, talk about doing updates, and it's funny. It's like they're disguising their fixes as updates. It's not an update, guys. You guys are fixing things. You're not updating anything. So, yeah, you're not fooling me, anyways. And I love the fact that Thomas is not going to release a half-baked product. He has a lot more respect for his customers to do that to them. And I just think that he is a guy that has a lot of integrity, and I really appreciate that about him very much. I mean, he even said in his video, he said, I don't want to release it until it's right, and I don't want you to step on stage with my unit and have something go wrong, and there you are on stage having problems. He goes, I want this unit to just work properly for you so that when you get it, you don't have to worry about anything. And the thing is getting back to the thing I was talking about earlier with the digital platforms releasing stuff that's half-baked. I mean, what sucks about it is you're still paying full price for a half-baked product. And now you got to wait for these updates that are actual bug fixes with these products, and it really sucks. So I know some of you guys are probably frustrated and like, man, when's this thing going to come out? But imagine the frustration you would have by getting a product that's just not working properly and it's not really ready for prime time yet, but you paid full price for it, and there's bugs and there's issues with it. I think that kind of frustration is a lot worse than waiting for something that's worth waiting for. And again, I really do have to give Thomas a lot of credit, because he does not want to release that product until it's ready, because he has way too much respect for his customers to do that. But when it comes out, I can't wait to check one out, because I'm sure it'll be worth the wait. And he's an amazing amp designer, and he's a very smart guy, and I'm sure it's going to be freaking amazing. And I love the fact that it's all in one. I mean, you have amps, overdrives, and you have all kinds of different effects, and you even have software with it. So yeah, this thing looks pretty intriguing, you know, and it's an amalgamation of digital and analog put in under one roof, you know. So yeah, I just think it's a really unique product, and I think a lot of people are gonna buy it. And that's the thing too, like Thomas could release that product right now and a lot of people would buy it. And he could be raking in the money right now with a product like that. And he still wants to wait until it's ready. Man, hats off to you, Thomas. We need more people like you in the gear community. We really do. Okay, so the third highly anticipated piece of gear I want to discuss is the PRS MT100. I know a lot of you guys are probably going, if he doesn't talk about that in this episode, he's freaking stoned out of his gourd. So I think it's been, now correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been at least 2 years since it's been announced. And Mark Tremonti is an amazing guitar player, and actually he seems like a really cool guy too. And all the interviews I've seen with him, and I've heard people talk about him that met him and said he was really cool. So he just seems like a really good, down-to-earth dude. And he's probably another one of those guys that's like, look, I'm not releasing it until it's ready. And there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes, as I, said before, that, we just don't understand. And the thing is when you're creating an amplifier, you can't just go into the shop and play a couple riffs in it and go, yeah, that's it. That sounds really good. All right, let's go ahead and mass produce these and send them out. No, he's going to have to take it home and live with it for a while. He's probably playing it on stage, and it's cloaked, so we don't know he's playing it on stage, but he's road testing it. He's kicking the tires, and he's living with it for a while. It's kind of like a studio mix, right? Like when you get your studio mix, your first mix from a studio, you're not just going to listen to it and go, all right, we're good to go, print it. I mean, you have to live with it for a few days. You're going to take it home, listen to it on several different devices, and live with it for a few days and just find out, like, is this really good, or is there some issues here? And you got to let the honeymoon phase kind of wear off, and now you can just listen to it without all that adrenaline and excitement mixed in with your thoughts. And then once you do that and all that stuff kind of fades away, now you're just going to hear it for what it really is. And you're going to start taking notes and putting down timestamps as to what needs to be changed there. And it's the same thing with amplifiers or any piece of gear. You're not just going to play through it once at the shop and go, yeah, we've arrived. This is exactly what we want. You're going to have to kick those tires for a while. And in an amp like this that's going to be produced and sold to, you know, all kinds of different stores and to tons and tons of people, he's going to have to really make sure that this is right. There's 3 channels on it. I mean, there's a clean, there's a dumble channel from what I heard, and then there's the high gain channel. So he's going to have to test all 3 of those channels on the road, in the studio, at his house, at his jam room, playing, you know, band practice, all that kind of stuff. And I know he's touring with Creed again pretty soon, and maybe he's going to be touring with that amp too, cloaked. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe he'll release it at the same time that Creed starts touring. I mean, what a way to do it, right? That's a good way to kick off a new amp release, right? So maybe there's some of that stuff going on too, some marketing stuff. But I'm sure that when it gets released, it's going to be worth the wait and it's going to be amazing. And I'm also sure that those amps, when they're shipped to the stores, are going to bounce right off the warehouse floor into people's trucks. They're not even going to last in the stores very long at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be pre-sold before they even arrive at the stores. So I'm really looking forward to checking out the PRS MT100 when they finally get that done. I'm sure it's going to be worth the wait and it's going to be amazing. I mean, I have the MT15 here, and for a lunchbox amp, it's incredible. It's probably the best amp in its class, and can you imagine how much better the MT100 is going to be? I mean, I think it's going to be awesome. Okay, so I have 2 honorable mentions in this video for you. Number 1 is the Kemper 2. Now, I discussed that in a video a couple weeks ago. I'll post a link to it in the description of this video. So basically, without getting too in-depth with the Kemper 2, because I already did a video about it, I'll just say this. I think that a lot of people have been clamoring for a new version of the Kemper for quite a while now. And I'm not talking about the stage or like a new format. I'm talking about a whole new, from the ground up, all new blueprints, everything new Kemper. And I just think it's time that they came out with a unit that has a touchscreen, at least a way easier interface to use, a better, more accurate, and more consistent profiling algorithm. And I'd also like to see a dual amp set up in there so you can have dual amps and you can pan them left and right and just have even better, bigger tones. I think that would be awesome. And maybe some more effects or something like that. But I just think that it just needs to be revamped, because there's units coming out right now that, in my opinion, in my experience, profile better and more consistently than the Kemper, and they're definitely a lot easier to work with as far as the interface goes. So I think it's time that Chris Kemper came out with a new one. And Chris is a smart guy. He's not stupid. He sees what's going on here, and you know, people are doing what he did 11 years ago, and they're making improvements on his design and his idea. And I know Chris is going to come out with something that's going to just restart the whole Kemper frenzy all over again. And I think he's going to renew the passion about that product with the new Kemper 2 when it comes out. And I really think it is coming. I really do. I don't have any inside information. It's just, you know, I think it's time that it should come out, and I think, again, Chris is a smart guy, and he can read the room, and I think he knows it's time for it to come out. And he's probably been working on it for a couple of years. So I'm really looking forward to that when it comes out as well. And all of the naysayers, if you're telling me that I'm wrong about this, remember, you heard it here, and when it comes out, you're going to see a big banner on my video when it's released. It's going to say, "I told you so." So remember that. I won't let you forget, trust me. Okay, so the final piece of gear that I think is highly anticipated and we've been waiting a long time for is the second coming of the Helix. I think Line 6 should be releasing a Helix 2, or at least an upgraded version of that product very soon. Maybe it won't be a Helix 2. Maybe it'll be a whole new product that is just, you know, its own thing, but it's going to be in the spirit of, you know, the Helix. Here's the thing. If they release a new digital platform that doesn't do profiling, I think they're wasting their time, because modeling, in my opinion, is dead. Now, what I mean by that is I think modeling is going to be in the lower tiered lower priced units, and all the upper end, upper echelon, you know, higher priced products are going to do profiling or capturing or whatever the hell you want to call it. I just think that that's the way of the future, and I already did a video about that titled Modeling is Dead, and I think you should watch that video and get some more information on that and get my thoughts on it. I'm not going to share them all here because this video is not about that. But I just think that if Line 6 is going to come out with a new version of the Helix, or a whole new product that's in the spirit of it anyways, I think that it should profile. I think a touchscreen would be great. A mobile app would also be awesome. More DSP would also be awesome. But the thing is the interface on the Helix has always been very user-friendly, and it's been awesome. And they came out with the app, I think it came out the same time as the Helix, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it was all came out at once. If not, you know, if I'm wrong, correct me. But I'm pretty sure it all. But you know, the app and the Helix came out at the same time. What I mean by app is the editing software, you know, the editor. And I just think that they just did such a great job with that product. And I can't wait to see what the new iteration of that product is going to be, and the new effects that we're going to have, more DSP, again, a touch screen or something like that. And I can't wait to see how well it profiles. I think they're going to come up with something amazing. I mean, Line 6 pretty much rocked the world with the Helix. I mean, when that thing came out, man, I mean, it made a huge splash, and they did a great job with that product. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they come up with next, and whether it's a Helix 2 or, you know, just a whole new product that does profiling, I'm going to be really excited about that, and I know Line 6 is going to knock it out of the park and do a great job with it. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and if I didn't cover a piece of gear that's highly anticipated in your book, please post that in the comment section below and start a conversation. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts about this topic as well. Well, according to what I said in this video, we have some really cool stuff to look forward to, and you can count on seeing hopefully all of it on this channel when it comes out. I'm really looking forward to reviewing as much of that stuff as I can, and I'm in talks with Thomas. I've talked to him before about the AmpX, and he said that he would make sure that I was able to demo one of his when it comes out, so I'm looking forward to that big time. That's probably that, and probably the Fortin Evil Pumpkin are the two pieces of gear in this list that I'm really looking forward to check out anyways. So what are yours? I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Well, thanks to all my Patreon supporters and subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified every time I either go live or come out with another episode. I got a lot more stuff coming up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.